Hello everyone and welcome to a new ServiceTonic video. In this video, we will explain how to create and enable web access for a contact. We will start with how to create a contact. First, you need to go to the Tools and select Contacts. This section allows you to create, modify, and search for any contact from the contact list associated with the service you are working with. Once you access the Contacts menu, you will see three main buttons. Unlock Contact Login, which allows you to unlock a contact that has been blocked due to password policies. Delete, which will delete the selected contact from the list below. And then we have Add, which will take you to the Contact Maintenance tab where you can create a contact. At the top of the screen, you will find the contact list you're reviewing and several search options to filter the contacts. Let's now create a contact by clicking on the Add button. Once inside, the General Data section contains all the fields where the contact's information will be stored. These fields will later be visible in the contact session within a ticket. To create a user, the key field to keep in mind is the contact identifier, which is configured in the contact administration. In this case, it's the email address. For example, we will add our email, You can also add a photo to the contact. There's also a button for authorizing commercial communications, which indicates whether or not the contact allows the reception of commercial emails. Additionally, you can set the contact's language, date format, and time zone. In the service data section, you can associate one of the service's SLAs with the contact. This means that when a ticket is opened and linked to this contact, it will automatically apply the contact's SLA, overriding others, even if the ticket qualifies for another SLA. Finally, we have the option to enable access, which will grant the contact access to the web portal. The following fields are important for this. Send email to user, which sends the login information via email using a generic or custom-defined template. We can also generate password automatically, which will create a random password. This disables the manual password entry option and automatically enables send email to contact option, as the contact wouldn't know the password otherwise. We can also enter the password, which allows us to manually set the contact's password. We also have a role to assign to the contact, where only client-type roles will be shown. And finally, we have the authentication, which specifies how the contact will authenticate with ServiceTonic. By default, internal authentication is used, validating against the password stored in the application. If you have Dynamic Lists module, you could choose LDAP or SQL database authentication. Once all the information including authentication, role, and the password method is filled out, you can save the contact. After saving, the new contact will appear in the contact list. It's also important to note that you can import contacts via files and connect contacts through LDAP, SQL, MySQL, and more. This will be covered in the video on contact list administration. Next, we will show how to configure the notification message that contacts receive when being notified. This message is configured under Administration, Service, User Portal. In the Web Access Notification section, you can customize the message the contact will receive, adding variables that you want to display. For example, you can notify the contact by simply adding user, followed by the corresponding user variable, in this case, user, and password. Followed by the respective password variable, which is password. There are many ways to customize the message, but this would be enough for the user to receive an email with their username and password. I need to remind you that you can customize all the messages and translate them into many languages by clicking here. Finally, we just save the changes. And that's it for the video on how to create users and enable portal access. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, feel free to contact our support team through the usual channels. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.